My name is Kira. I'm a self-taught fiber artist. I do embroidery, everything done in hand. There's just something about the fiber arts, the needle arts, and it just feels like home to me, like completely natural. I'm also known as Naturophilia on Instagram and Etsy. My work is heavily inspired by nature, especially themes like metamorphosis and growth, which is kind of ironic because for the past 2 years I've been just completely stagnant with my art and creativity, just kind of disappeared for a bit. I had experienced a lot of big life changes in a really short period of time. I moved, started a new job in an environment that I really felt like I belonged in. I started a new relationship, and then fairly recently my partner and I, we just bought a house. All of these things are really wonderful things, but they all involve, a level of stress. And all of this, was happening during a pandemic, which even amplified that stress even more. I felt completely overwhelmed. I put my art and my shop kind of on the back burner. I lost touch with my art. I didn't have that creative outlet anymore. Intuitively, I felt like I lost a part of myself. I've been having a hard time with being seen. Art really requires you to do both, to be seen and in a vulnerable place. I think that's kind of why I disappeared for some time. As much as I've been wanting to come back in these past 2 years, I have a lot of anxiety surrounding it. It was around the time that I really felt like something was missing from myself, that I lost something. One of my followers had messaged me on Instagram. They had commented on one of my photos. They had just said, "Miss you." And I remember like that had really touched me. That's when I really started feeling the guilt, like, oh my God, I'm disappointing people. They want me to come back and I'm struggling right now and I don't feel like I can. Also, it kind of just made me disappointed in myself because I've just been wasting time, wasting my potential, just upset with myself for not pursuing my dreams sooner. Deep down, I know that I have potential to do so much more, but for some reason, I've just always been holding myself back from succeeding and moving forward. Because one of my creative blocks is, fear of being seen. It's kind of the driving force behind me starting this YouTube channel. Putting myself out here like this is very scary. And I think doing the thing that I fear the most is actually the most therapeutic for me. I think it's also really important that I find it within myself to accept that I did disappear for a bit, and maybe I even needed that break, that pause, and just forgiving myself for not prioritizing my wants and needs, forgiving myself for allowing distractions and just daily life totally consume me. So I realized that there's something going on inside of me. I'm not as happy as I can be. I'm not honoring my needs. I'm not prioritizing my well-being, my higher self. Just when I was at a complete loss for what to do, how to proceed, how to move forward, how to process past all of these feelings, the universe kind of just threw this solution my way. It showed me this sign. I stumbled upon this book, this course called The Artist's Way, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity by Julia Cameron. I really do feel like I've been so disconnected with myself. I've been disconnected with myself for so long that returning to center, my inner self, just feels like the hardest thing to do right now. Back in 2019, before the pandemic, I really felt like I had more of a balance in my life. I was doing really well mentally, physically, spiritually. I felt like I was on the right path, pretty happy with where I was going. And then the pandemic just happened and I just completely derailed. I felt a shift at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. this feeling like I'm totally ready to get back into my art and just prioritizing myself again, ready to do the inner work necessary to move past these blocks that I have. I know that it is not going to be easy at all. I've been in therapy in the past. Recovery is anything but easy. I do feel like I need to push myself, but in a loving and gentle way this time. I'm so exhausted at beating myself up all the time. I definitely have a past of using avoidance as a coping mechanism. There's definitely a cost to avoiding your problems. It's a temporary solution to just kind of ease anxiety. The problem is the issues, they always rise back up. They rise up again and again until you process them. I feel like this issue of not feeling like myself, I've just been kind of brushing it off, like I'll get to it eventually, and then I just never do. I am really excited to get started on this course. I think it's really just what I need. I'm so ready to recover my artist, my creativity. I really miss that part of myself that I've just been totally neglecting. So I do plan on filming an entire series of me going through the course, my experiences, like reflecting on that week, you know, good and bad of whatever I was experiencing. If any of what I've been talking about really resonates with you, feel free to leave a comment. Are you an artist? Do you have art blocks currently? Are you currently struggling? That's something that I really loved about Instagram, was the community of artists on there were really supportive and awesome. And I'd love to find that here on YouTube. If you're interested in following my Artist Way journey, feel free to subscribe or come on back whenever I do post those. So stay tuned for my 12-week journey to recovery.